2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A view of the Atlanta skyline and all the action below it, as seen from the 17th Street Bridge. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin. The Atlanta Hawks are a team trying to rise, with Trae Young shooting from the logo and setting the table, and John Collins banging on people's heads. Collins said, "We're definitely going to have the best pick-and-roll chemistry in the league for years to come." See about that, guys, but they are very promising.
They're fun to watch, DA. Thanks. Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. And for Atlanta, Herter the 2 with Hunter at the 3. Collins is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Young in at the point guard. Well, the outcome tonight, Greg, could come down to the big men up front.
You know, versatility will be key. The front court that can be physical but also pass it and stretch the floor will likely be the victor.
Fires the 3. That shot missing. The Grizzlies on offense. Anderson outside. Pass to Valanciunas. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Anderson has great vision as a point forward, exceptional court awareness.
Young looking it over. Passes it to Herter. The 3 ball. Young's shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And Valanciunas kicks to Anderson. A 3-pointer, no good. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Young dishes to Capella. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. From deep. A reverse. And he lays it up and in.
Just has a nose for the ball. Capella skilled at gaining ideal position for those offensive rebounds.
Now here's Brooks. The pass to Jackson. Morant outside. Shot clock at 6. To the inside. Brooks. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And it's Brooks that time on the assist by Morant.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball is right there.
And Young, here we go. The layup missed.
I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Young against Morant. Here's Valanciunas.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Memphis shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. So it's the Hawks now, trailing by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Young finds Collins, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Yeah, when Collins gets up there like that, look out.
For Memphis, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today.
And And what was once a weakness for Collins, now a strength. His defense has taken huge strides since the start of last season.
And I think a young player like John Collins learns that blocks are not just a statistic that reveal how good you can be defensively. It's about positioning, it's about communication, and John Collins wants to be more complete on that end of the floor.
So it's the Hawks now, following the score by Memphis. And here's Young from the arc, hits it from three-point range.
And Trae Young will bury threes in bunches, so effortless.
Brooks outside. 1:58 left here in the first quarter. Here's Valanciunas, and it's John Collins with the rebound. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Outside Collins. Here's Capella, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
The closer Capella is, the more effective he becomes, showing off the nice touch there.
Morant passes to Valanciunas. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 3 assists now in this one.
It's a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Anderson finds Valanciunas. That one goes in. Valanciunas has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
He's knocking down most everything, guys. 3 of 4 here.
The Hawks trail by 3. Young up top, guarded by Morant. Young against Jackson. Young inside. Scores for only the 2nd time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
You just can't take Trae Young lightly from anywhere on the floor. These kind of shots will help him get into a rhythm.
And they double up Morant. Anderson outside. Fires from the wing. That one off the back iron and out.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Young against Brooks. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Young's got 8.
I mean, how do you stop a guy like that? Defensively, you want to protect the rim. He's so far away as Trae Young from the bucket.
To the paint. It's stolen by Capella. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Hawks lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta. And getting going again here in the 2nd quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you guys think about the Hawks here in this one?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Working the offensive glass, that sometimes comes from predictable shots from your offense, and they've been opportunistic here.
Now Jones, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the 2nd quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Hawks, on the wings, Herter and Reddish. Clint Capella is out there with Labissiere, and it's Young in at the point.
And this is where Clark's athleticism plays out. Catching the ball in motion there and then just going downhill.
Now here's Reddish. It's Clark with the rebound. And here are the Grizzlies now. Over Labissiere, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Cam Reddish. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you got to like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. Teague is checked in for Atlanta. From deep three-point range, he's off on that one. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Outside Jackson. And he comes up with the deuce. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Back to Teague, and stolen by Jang. Jones, no one around him. And the three off target. The Hawks trail by 4. Here's Herter. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Now here's Allen. Pass to Jones. 5 on the clock. Fires from 18. And there's Jackson on the assist by Jones. Now it's a 6-point Grizzly lead. Atlanta's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Herter passes to Labissiere. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Shot to stop the run, and the basket is good.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Memphis leading by 4. And here is Clark. Here's Jones. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Grizzlies shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls for Jones. Jackson, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Teague dishes to Reddish. Out left to the wing. Inside, Herter, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague.
That's the kind of work you want your point guard to do. Sensational ball movement by Jeff Teague there to set up his man.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Clint Capella is a 7-footer in track shoes. He said, I always try to have that pace. Whenever I sprint, I have an impact on the offense. I try to focus on that and keep my energy up. Guys, guards love big men who run the floor as hard as Capella. Back to you.
He is indeed, David, very athletic. Thanks. Jones in the post. Teague covering. Jones, no luck. It's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Atlanta. 4-point game. Off on the layup.
And you gotta love the effort. I mean, he battles just as hard on the inside as he does on the perimeter.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
And Cam Reddish, the 10th pick back in 2019 out of Duke, had a tough transition as a rookie into the NBA. Struggled just to find his rhythm.
GA, I think there are a lot of questions because at Duke, he was surrounded by stars. R.J. Barrett, Zion Williamson, and he was sort of that third guy. He has all the physical tools, and he made some big-time strides in the latter half of last season, so he's coming.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, many question the selection of Reddish in the draft. Pundits thought he had red flags. But, Greg, he developed nicely over his first season in the league.
You know, Reddish caught up to the speed of the NBA. Found his shot and started to play with confidence. Sometimes it takes a little time for young guys to adjust.
No question there's a high ceiling for Cam Reddish and where that talent can get him to.
Morant outside. Pass to Valanciunas. And Capella sends it back.
Opponents have to be careful when Capella is in the area. What an impressive display of timing.
Down low. That's good from Collins. On the assist by Young. And that ties it up.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Morant outside. Out to the wing. Here's Melton. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Melton's got his first 3 points of the game.
Terrific dime there. Morant realizing his responsibility to share the wealth with his teammates.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Morant passes to Jackson. Here's Melton. Out to the right wing. Here's Valanciunas. A rebound by Young.
I get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Someone's open. Trae Young scanning and finds him.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's Atlanta. They lead by 1. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jeff Teague. Jeff, they grabbed the lead on you guys. How were you able to grab it back?
Came back in and just started playing harder. We know these are some crucial games for us right now at home, and we just got to go out there and try to get wins.
Well, we'll see who grabs it last. Jeff, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, you can see the comfortable atmosphere that these players are playing with on the offensive end. Guys understand their roles, Ernie, and they make it look easy on the offensive floor tonight, shooting a very high percentage and not making any bad decisions.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Saw defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Is that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
You know, I don't think he'll top the assist chart this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Anderson in at the small forward spot. The Hawks leading. Hunter kicks to Young. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep him there is to build a championship caliber team around him. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. And they pick up 2. Now it's a 3-point Memphis lead.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's Hunter. And no good. His first shot of the night, missing.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Brooks feeling it out a bit. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. It's just very solid offense.
A nice shot by Young.
Yes, finally one drops after the 0 of 3 start.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Brooks outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Young. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Young's got the game tied up here for Atlanta.
And I think for years to come, you're going to be talking about the draft that Trae Young was involved in as the picks got swapped. One franchise getting their guy, and this team finding Trae Young. And he's been a blessing for where they need to go.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Lob pass to Capella. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And this is the chemistry Capella has with his guys. Exceptional at feeling when to go for alley-oop.
Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Brent, you know the Hawks believed in Trae Young on draft day. They made the trade for him and gave up a chance at Doncic.
Well, I don't look at it like that, Kevin. I look at it like Atlanta got their guy. It's not about who else was on the board. It's the fact that they could get their #1 choice, and that was Trae Young.
Young's shot is good.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
You gotta be using this timeout to think about a personnel change or a game plan change to try to slow him down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. This year comes in for Clint Capella, and it's Reddish in for Kevin Huerter. Memphis also making some changes. Clark, he's checked in for Jaren Jackson, and it's DeAnthony Melton in for Kyle Anderson. Now, here is Young. He's got 15. For the lead, here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Just has a nose for the dunks. Collins up there once again.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Melton feeling it out a bit. Pass to Clark. The pass to Melton. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Valanciunas, good.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Young passes to Reddish. 46 seconds left to play here in the third. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Reddish daring the defenders that time as he got really aggressive.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. First one falls for him. Gorgie Dangs checked in for the Grizzlies. Both shots good from the stripe. 44 seconds left to play in the third. Morant outside. Pass to Clark. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Clark's got his second basket of the night.
You got to know, this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
On its way from Young for two. Collins kicks to Hunter. 20 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Young's shot is off. Here's Melton. Atlanta with the rebound. Collins has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Reddish. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Brandon Clark.
Reddish in constant motion that time and able to draw foul.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. The first one falls. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Hawks lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Hawks. The lead is 2. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Teague out there with Reddish. And it's Labissiere in at the 5. So that's the Hawks 5.
I have to admire how relentless Teague is on the drive, as well as how consistent he is at burying those looks.
Jones with it. And the shot goes down.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Teague dishes to Reddish. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. And the Hawks lead by 4.
And that bump does not throw Cam Reddish off.
Clark against Collins. Atlanta with the rebound. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Reddish the pass to Labissiere. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Pass to Clark. And the layup's good off the glass.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Reddish. Brandon Clark picking up that last basket. Here's Collins. It's good. Collins has got the lead up to 6 now for the Hawks.
Yeah, the way you keep plays alive is with some effort, and John Collins giving it to you.
Jones drives in. Count that one.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Now here's Teague. Right wing. Here's Reddish. Connects from 3-point range.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Now a timeout called by Memphis. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Labissiere. Kevin Herter comes in for DeAndre Hunter. Young is subbed in for T. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Jackson comes in for Brandon Clark. And it's Anderson in for DeAnthony Melton. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Taylor Jenkins just reviewed his plan with his team. I told him this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Fades back. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
They're loving the confidence. Just rise and be free. And you know you can do this.
There's something to be said about knowing yourself. It allows him to shoot and shoot comfortably, even with taller defenders out there.
He dishes it to Capella. The kick out to Young. 6 on the shot clock. The shot misses. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Jones for 3. Rebounded by the Hawks. Capella's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Atlanta calls timeout. They're up by 8. We've got 1:28 left in the game. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Ja Morant.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finish it strong.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point.
Valanciunas, good.
He's not the reason that they're trailing in this one. He's been on his game. It's a few of the other guys that need to pick it up.
Morant against Young. Lob pass to Capella. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Hawks.
They had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Trae Young.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Trae Young looking like one of those young players who on a nightly basis gives you something you haven't seen before.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Right block shot. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. So Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Trae, leadership is such a key part of that point guard position. So what do you focus on with that?
I'm a big guy and good in team chemistry. So any chance I can, go bowling, hang out with these guys, build chemistry. And I think that's where it starts, is off the court. Because that translates on.
Yeah, you guys look like a tight-knit group right now, man. Congrats on the win. Kevin?